The title is a lie. Regieleki isn't bad, but it hasn't seen all that much play in competitive, in spite of it being the fastest Pokemon in the game. And it's not like Regieleki doesn't have anything else special about it either. Its stats are pretty decent and it has a good ability, so why does nobody want to use it? Regieleki has the highest base speed in the game, but that doesn't actually mean that it's the fastest Pokemon in the format. This feat goes to Flutter Mane. Well, technically speaking it goes to Iron Bundle, but players usually opt to use Flutter Mane. There are many reasons, but the biggest one is that if a Pokemon can only do one thing, it usually isn't that good. Looking at the differences between Flutter Mane and Iron Bundle, you can notice that Flutter Mane is one stat point lower. This may not seem like a big difference, but it's massive. This allows Iron Bundle with the booster energy to outspeed everything else in the format. But if players wanted speed control, why don't they just use Iron Bundle? Going back to the stats for a second, you can see that Iron Bundle has lower special attack than Flutter Mane. Iron Bundle often run a simple spread that looks like this. This spread actually allows Iron Bundle to do damage. That is, if it can connect its moves, which is, well, it's kinda iffy sometimes. But Flutter Mane has a high enough special attack where you can afford to invest less into it, and invest more stat points into your defenses. Many Flutter Mane are also opting to run Terra Grass to survive Urshifu Surging Strikes and be immune to Amoonguss' Spore. The thing is, when you invest so heavily in bulk, it's actually possible to survive powerful attacks, like Surging Strikes or Ivy Cudgel, but what does all of this have to do with Regieleki? Regieleki is a Pokemon that is similar to Iron Bundle in a lot of ways. Regieleki has a really low special attack and really poor defenses. This may be an obvious reason that it sucks, but let's look a little deeper before making a judgment. Regieleki has Transistor as its ability. Transistor makes it so that Regieleki's special attack is increased while using electric moves. And since Regieleki's move pool is so shallow, the moves it's going to be clicking are almost always electric moves. This means its special attack stat is essentially 130. Almost the same as Flutter Mane. On top of this, players like to run Focus Sash, allowing you to justify investing in your offenses. This makes it so that it's arguably better into Urshifu than Flutter Mane is. Not only this, but Flutter Mane loses its speed once it swaps out, while Regieleki keeps it forever. However, despite this, Regieleki only fills a niche role. Players often like to have the speed advantage from the start of the battle, rather than midway through, and since Flutter Mane is faster, that's usually the Pokemon of choice. However, Regieleki is still used. These 6 Pokemon got top 8 at the World Championships. Regieleki over Flutter Mane is a very intentional choice. Not only does it have amazing synergy with Landorus, but it is also better on a Trick Room team. Flutter Mane would really only be valuable if it could last until after Trick Room expires with its booster energy intact. However, this isn't a consistent way to use Flutter Mane. Regieleki is better here since you could force opposing Flutter Mane to use their booster energy early on, and Regieleki can help with speed control once Trick Room expires. To summarize, Regieleki fills a role that is often overshadowed by Flutter Mane. Flutter Mane with booster energy is the fastest Pokemon in the format, and it's tough for Regieleki to beat Flutter Mane when its only purpose is to go fast. However, some teams need a more consistent speed control that isn't reliant on an item, and that's where Regieleki shines the most. Thank you for watching.